Okay, Math 1 1.3 two-step equation notes. Now, two-step equations are a lot like one-step equations, only they take 2 steps. So, number 1, we're still wanting to solve the equation. We're still wanting our variable to end up being by itself. Now, number 1, we've got this -5 hanging out front, and then we've got these parentheses. Now, because we have these parentheses, we're able to get rid of that 5 right away, or that -5. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to divide the whole thing by -5 on both sides, right? See, I'm trying to get that r all by itself, but right now it's stuck in those parentheses. So I divide by -5, and these left -5's cancel. And because those parentheses are there, that -5 and those two -5's can cancel, and now the parentheses can go away. So I'm left with -1 plus r, because there wasn't anything keeping them inside. The -5 was keeping them inside the parentheses. Now it's gone, the parentheses can go away. And that's equal to -45 divided by -5, which gives me 9. Now I need to get rid of that -1 that's in front of the r. To do that, I'm going to say +1 to both sides, right? My -1 and my +1 here cancel, and I'm left with r equals 10. All right, number 2. Now this one, there's no parentheses, so we don't have to deal with that. To start off, we're going to get rid of this +3 here. You need to start with the plus or minus that's in here. Don't deal with the multiplying or the dividing that might be in front of the a. We need to deal with the plus or the minuses first. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. The +3 and the -3 on the left cancel, and I'm left with a divided by 5 equals -2. Okay, our a is a little bit more alone. We're still trying to get our a all by itself. The 5 is on the bottom. To get rid of the 5 on the bottom, we're going to multiply by 5. Okay, our 5's on the left cancel, and I'm left with a equals -2 times 5, which is -10. Okay, number 3. To start off, just like in number 2, I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides, right? I'm using this +2 to decide that I need to subtract from both sides. The plus and the -2 there cancel, and I'm left with n over 2 equals -2, because I have 0 minus 2 gives me -2. Now, I'm going to multiply by 2 on both sides, because I want to cancel out the denominator. So now I've got my n is all by itself, and I've got -2 times 2 gives me -4. Number 4. Number 4 is kind of like number 1, where we've got like in number 1 they were trapped in the parentheses. Here they're trapped by this fraction bar, right? And the first thing we have to do is get rid of that fraction bar. So the way that we get rid of that fraction bar is we multiply everything by 35, right? And the reason I chose 35 is because that's what's in our denominator. So this 35 and this 35 cancel. Now we don't have a fraction anymore. We just have m plus 12. And on the right, we have 1 times 35, which gives me 35. Now to get my m by itself, I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. And I've got m equals, what's that going to be? 23? Yeah, 23. There we are. Number 5. Okay, to start off with number 5, I'm going to start by adding 11 to both sides. Okay, the reason I do that is I want my n to be by itself, but I've got to deal with that, the addition or subtraction that's next to it first. So my 11, my negative 11, my positive 11 on the left cancel, and now I have n over 12 equals, well, negative 10 plus 11 gives me positive 1. Now I need to try and get my n by itself still, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 12, because 12 is in the denominator. So my 12 there and my 12 there cancel. I'm left with just a plain old n equals 1 times 12 is 12. And there we are. All right, number 6. To start off, I can't deal with that negative 5 yet. I got to deal with that positive 2. So to get rid of this 2, I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. The 2's on the left cancel. I'm left with negative 5a equals 27 minus 2 is 25. Now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 5. My negative 5's on the left cancel, and I'm left with a equals, I've got positive 25 divided by negative 5, so I know it's going to be a negative. 25 divided by 5 is 5. All right. Number 7. Ooh, number 7, a whole lot like number 1. We've got our variable is trapped in those parentheses. So to start off, I'm going to divide. I'm going to divide by negative 10. My negative 10's on the left cancel. Now my parentheses can go away. I have r plus 18 equals negative 20 divided by negative 10 is going to be positive 2. All right, we've got a negative divided by negative. That gives us a positive. So I'm going to subtract 18 from both sides. My 18's on the left cancel. I'm left with r equals 2 minus 18 gives me negative 16. That's my answer. Okay, last one, number 8. I'm going to start off by adding 18 to both sides. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm grabbing the addition or subtraction that I have to do first. I know that sometime in this problem I'm going to need to divide by negative 17, but I can't do that at the beginning. I have to add 18. So my 18's at the left cancel, and then I've got negative 17n equals, I don't know, what is that, 16 plus 18? 16 plus 18 is 34. Okay, now I'm able to divide by negative 17. My 17's on the left cancel, and I get n equals, I don't know, what is that? Is that going to be negative 2? That is negative 2. Negative 2. All right. That is Math 1, 1.3, two-step equation notes.